All right, welcome to tonight's live stream, trading the futures market with NQ. I'm using a Topstep as my prop firm that I'm trading with. It's July 12th. And again, trading is risky. It's purely speculation on my part. Past performance doesn't mean anything for going forward in the future, even though that's all we have to really look at. And I would not copy me if I were you. Anyway, right now we're just looking at this sideways move with all the news that's come out recently. I'm not sure what's going to happen here. We had the sell-off. Over here you can see the 30-minute candle, the 1-hour candle, and then you got the 1-minute candle in the middle and 1 minute on the bottom here. So right here we had a sell-off with that 1-hour candle still going down, 30-minute candle flagging, now starting to go down again. We had this little breakout to the bottom side here with the 1 minute and then push right back up, almost like a fake out breakout. I'd like to trade when it's trending up or trending down. I do not like the sideways action. So it's probably going to be a little while before I jump into a trade. So we'll have to see what happens. But as soon as the trade sets up, I'll bring it to you. I'm basically looking for a flat line switch. This one has a little bit of a upward movement. I'm looking for a pure flat line switch where it switches one direction and switches back the other. It's almost like that fake out breakout kind of deal. And then I like to trade that opposite direction, just going back in time like this. Like it switched to the upside, then it came back to the bottom side. It's that switch that I like to trade. So I'll be live streaming until about midnight. And then if something sets up after that while I'm processing everything and shutting down the house kind of thing, then I will bring it to you in my recap video in the morning, which either way, this live stream, I always cut it down to a shorter video and do a recap video for those of you who don't want to sit through a live stream but are curious of where I'm at in my journey. But yeah, that's where we're at. 150K combine right now. Let's go. It's starting to look like I might want to break out here. Let's go over the Topstep dashboard. You can see it here in the bottom. It's breaking out for somebody else to trade. FOMO's pulling at me because it had this breakout to the bottom here. Now it looks like it's breaking out to the top. Fake out breakout, ripping higher. Anyway, here's the dashboard. So last week was a really rough week for me. I'm probably going to scale down a little bit this week just because the stress of last week was pretty crazy. And I want to see things start working the way they're supposed to be working. Last week was a little bit of a roller coaster. So I was risking 1,000 per trade. I'll probably scale down to like 750 this week until things are back on track. But either way, you can see what happened here on my little chart. Came all the way down here, getting closer to blowout, and then back in the game. So accounts at new highs after this weekend. There it goes, fake out breakout there to the upside. Accounts at new highs right now, so that's pretty sweet. Sitting at $151,028. I got to get to $159,000 to pass this evaluation, this combine, and get into the funded account. Let's go back to the charts. Look at this thing just exploding. So tempting to jump into this when it broke above. Because we came in, we broke to the downside, right? Collected a bunch of shorts, got out a bunch of longs, and then right away rejected from there. So that tells me liquidity play. And then a confirmation of that would be a breakout to the upside. And that would be like the nice trade to take right there. But it's not part of my current strategy. And I'm trying to stick with just this strategy for this combine. If I want to do my old strategies or something new, I'd like to do it with a different combine so the results stay separate. And then I can more accurately see what's happening in each account. But look at that breakout to the upside. This is great. So now I'm going to feel good if we can get a long trade setting up. What's the time right here? New 1-hour candle just opened. 30 minutes, getting ready to bust out back to the high, almost a high of day. 1 hour's retraced the entire day already in just a few minutes. It's pretty explosive. I wonder what's going on if there's news coming out. But yeah, this will be great. So let's hope we can make a new high, and then I can get a switch, and then a switch that continues to the upside that I jump into, and I ride that upside trend. If not, I'm just going to have to wait a while because, like I said, I don't like the sideways stuff. And even if it breaks out here and I got to switch to the short side, we'll have to see. Is it just going to be trading into this massive support area that should be support now and then get stuck? So, yeah, ideally it would be a long trade right now. All right, traders, if something pops up, I'll bring it to you. Still moving up. Look at this thing. Rocket ship to the upside. Gap fill already. One candle. Recovered the entire night's losses so fast. All right, so before I start trading, the most important thing I need to do is go over to my settings. So I don't want to do this when I'm emotional. So right now my risk is going to be 750 is what I'm looking at. I should be able to make double or almost double what I'm planning to make. So I'll just put 1500. Then I can adjust it from there. Sometimes it'll be a little less. Sometimes I'll make a little more. So save. And then I shouldn't be losing more than $2,000. Really, I shouldn't be losing more than 1500, but I'll give myself a little buffer just in case. So I'll put save and then liquidate and block, which is a lot right now. I mean, this is terrible risk management. If this was like my actual brokerage account, risking half of my account essentially, right? If I lose 4,500, I blow up. I'm risking a potential $2,000 in the night. That's pretty bad risk management for a funded account. But for this evaluation account, just kind of zip through it. And plus, the statistics bear out that I shouldn't have 2 red days in a row, so I shouldn't have an issue. And last week was a really bad week, and I was fine. So number of trades, I'm going to put 7. I shouldn't really have more than that. And that's because I may add to my positions if I get in and realize I miscalculated. And I could add to my position on the retrace, stuff like that. I can do that. But every time with Topstep X I add to my position, it seems to count that as a trade. I also put the max trade limits in here because if I get on tilt and I just start over trading to try to do whatever stupid thing I'm trying to do, dumb trading, this will kind of shut me down. So knowing that this is locked in, it reminds me that I need to wait for those good setups, the high probability trades, because I don't have that many trades available to me. You have unsaved changes. Okay, so I'm going to save this. And now I'm going to lock my risk settings for the day. So once I click this button, I can't come back in here and change things. Right now, if I start trading and I'm like, oh no, I don't want to stop trading tonight. I'm down. I'm in the red. The market's going without me. I want to get back in. I can come over here and change these risk settings and blow up my account. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and lock in my risk settings for the night. Make sure they're all right and don't get messed up here. So if I hit this profit target, it's going to liquidate me, but it won't shut me down. And then if I hit my loss, it'll shut me down for the night. All right, here we go. Locked. All right, there we go. So I do that before I get emotional, because I will get emotional trading. Now that I come back over here, I need to make sure the ticker here and the ticker here matches. Sometimes it doesn't. I don't know why Topstep X does that, but definitely have to check that. All right, I'll be back when the trade sets up. All right, still waiting for a setup here. Nothing yet. We got about 1 minute, not even 30 seconds for this 30-minute candle closes. That's open right now. So you can see that little box up there. And we'll see if that wants to start to retrace. This could still be just be in a big consolidation range. Right? Like this could still be just consolidating right from in this pocket here. Now we got an M pattern. M pattern showing up at the same time as this 30-minute green candle is going to close. I would say if I was going to be trading this, I'd be looking for a short play. Once it breaks here, running back to the bottom here somewhere. But I won't be trading unless my indicator tells me to get in. So right now I don't have a trade. So I'll just sit here and watch. And hopefully you all are making money. But I'm just hanging out. All right, we'll keep on waiting. Yeah, let me draw a line real quick here on the chart. Actually, I'll put the little deal here. So if I was going to take this trade, it'd be something like this. So it'd be lopsided. I'd be risking more than I'd be making. But I would need to break through here, which is breaking now. But I'm not doing it because it's basically, I don't have a probability. You know, I can look at that and say this is a short, clearly a short. But I don't have a proven statistical probability for the trade. And I like to trade based on proven statistical probabilities only. Every now and then, though, I get on till and I just start slinging them. 50-50 trades, right? I call it casino trading when I don't have a probability. I try to stick with the probabilities. And then for risk management, I do all my risk management through position sizing and not through where I put my stop. So I don't put my stop here because I don't want to lose more than 500 bucks. I put my stop here because that's where it's supposed to go. Then I figure out how many contracts I should buy. And if I can't afford the NQ, then I'll go over to the MNQ for the micros, and then I'll trade that. All depends what the risk is. So we got this breakdown happening now with this new candle that's just opened. Let's look at least halfway of this 30-minute candle. Now we can confirm that 927 is what that is. So 927 would be, I would expect it to at least hit 927 roughly. And a potential for a run all the way to 897. So we'll draw a line for that one. 897. So somewhere in this pocket down here, I would expect it to start turning around if it's going to continue going up. It might not be. Who knows? It's going to be a crazy news-driven week, you know, between what happened with Lindsey Graham and what's going on with the Middle East and all this stuff, plus all the news that's coming out this week with several different market announcements. I think it's going to be a pretty wild roller coaster, which is good for me. I like moving up and down, not sideways, is great. So I don't care if it's going up or down. I just want it to be moving. All right, well, we'll just be hanging out. I'm going to go put my little ones to bed, and then I'll come back. All right, so that would have been a sweet trade, right? That little M pattern break right there. Broke down, went right through, got into this support area, and is breaking through back to the bottom side. So down we go. What a crazy market. Breakout here, just kidding. Breakout here, just kidding. Almost retraced this gap, and now breaking out below again. Question is, will it turn around? We got 8 minutes before this next 30-minute and 1 hour candle opens. So that's pretty bearish 1 hour candle. But will we get retracement on it? Right here, look at this support area in the 1 hour. Here, I'll make this bigger. I'll put it on the big chart. Actually, is that it? Let's see here. Let's go to the big chart. All right, here we go. Now we're into this, what should be a support area. And we got the new 1 hour candle opening in 7 minutes. So we see another retracement. Will this run to the downside be over for a little while? I would suspect so. I would be nervous getting into a short trade right here. But again, I'm waiting for my flatline switch. I got no setups, so just hanging out. Hopefully we'll get some setups. You know, Wednesday night, I was here all night and when no setups happened, so no trades, unfortunately. It's hard too because when you're sitting there forever with no trades, you're like, oh, you know, this looks good. I'll just take this, make a little bit of money. It's really like the market's just trying to drag you in. But I'm like, no, I need to sit on the sideline until it's my turn to play. I need to sit on the sideline. Whatever happening right now is for somebody else to make that money. And when it's my turn to play, I'll come in and make my money. And that's it. And if I do that, my probabilities will play out over the next 30 days. And that should translate to profits. Everything else is a casino trade that may prevent me from making those profits. All right, just hanging out. I'm going to go back to the 1 minute on the big chart. We'll see what happens here when this new 1 hour candle opens. But yeah, it would have been nice profit. That would have been fun. I need to get a new, I don't know, maybe we'll do it in a few weeks. Another evaluation where I can just trade the technicals, not even the technicals, just the candlestick patterns and discretionary. And that's it, just strictly trading the chart and see what happens. It might be fun. I mean, I'm sure it'll be fun. We'll just see how long it lasts. I'm going to let this sit here and I'm going to step away and I'll come back when after the new hour. All right, so the new 1 hour candle just opened, new 30-minute candle just opened. We got retracement started on the 30-minute and the 1 hour. In an ideal world, we get about a halfway retracement, halfway to full, and then we roll over at the same time as I get my trade triggers. That would be awesome. But I'll have to wait and see. Still waiting for a flat line switch, and then I'll be getting into whatever wants to show up. If it happens now, it'll be a short trade, which would be nice. It's kind of the direction things are going, right? These 1 hour candles are nice, steady move downward here. Same thing as 30 minutes. You can see the trend going down. All right, we'll see. Be back in a little bit. All right, so if this 1 minute candle doesn't go up at all and it wants to stay flat to down, and then my line will stay flat like it is right now, maybe we get a switch to the downside, which would be nice. It would be nice to trade in the direction of the trend right now, which is down. So that would be pretty good. We'll have to wait and see if it will, though. If this does switch and confirms, then I'll jump in this trade. I'm going to start measuring it right now, though, to see what my risk is. That I can prepare the right number of contracts. It's a big move, almost 34. What's the spread? 2 points maybe. So this could be a 38-point risk. Bring up my calculator. 38-point risk. I might have to go over to the micros. Nope, 1 mini will do it. All right, perfect. 750 is what I'm looking to risk tonight. So I'll be able to trade that with one mini. Click one right there. Make sure I got one and set up. Yeah, I always have to check the spread over here to see what it is. It keeps tightening up to like $1 or $2, or maybe $1, and then it goes up to like 2 or 3. So the spread's a little bit wonky tonight. And I got to account for that spread going in and coming out of the trade. So if it's a $1 spread, I'm going to lose $1 going in, and I'm going to lose $1 coming back out. All right, I'll clear these lines off until it's time. Looking for 3 winning trades or 2 well, not 2 losers, but if I go down 2 times my risk. So basically I'm risking 750. If I have a 2-hour loss on a night, so my account will be down 1500, then I'll be calling it a night. Or 3 winners, whichever one of those can happen before midnight is when I'll be shutting it down. All right, so we had this breakdown below this support area. Now it looks like it's developing a new support area. If I switch over to a different time frame, I can kind of get an idea maybe of what that support area looks like. Yeah, you can see all this back in here. So in a perfect world, this thing would just stay flat right where it's at and then go lower, and I'll jump in short. Here's a 30-minute on a bigger view. So it's got plenty of room back to the down below here before it gets to another major support area. So yeah, it would be nice to get into a short trade if it sets up. But in the end, I just trade the numbers. You know, I have my setup. Regardless of what I'm feeling or wishing, I just do what the setup says because the probabilities support that decision, and then the numbers work their way out. There's many times where I get into a trade and I'm like, this does not look good. Like, I do not want to be in long. And as you saw last week, you know, most of the time I said that I was right. But it's a numbers game, and I got to play the numbers game if I want the probabilities to play out. So we'll see. Hopefully this first trade will be short because that feels good. And then hopefully it's a winner. The night is always easier when I start off with a winning trade, put a little buffer in the account for the night. So when you're looking at the top up here, you can see my account balance right there. And then you'll be able to see my P&L as it shows up. And then you can see progress towards DLL as well, or progress towards target. Let's see. Down here you can see my account, and you'll also be able to see my open P&L and my closed P&L and account balance there. And then just below that, I put a bigger P&L on there, so if anybody's watching with a phone or a small screen, they can see the P&L more easily. Try to have full transparency here so it's easy to follow along. You can see, you know, my successes and my failures very clearly. A lot of the people I see that are streaming, like they seem to hide what's actually happening with their accounts. I don't know why not just put it out there. All right, it's slowly moving towards the switch. We'll see if we can get in. The only downside here is when this switch happens, it's gonna be right on support. Hopefully it can switch and break through support, make that entry feel that much better. We shall see. Okay, looks like we're going to get a switch here in 10 seconds. If it holds, I'll be jumping in short with a 69% probability. But we'll see what happens here. Nope, okay, didn't confirm. Didn't confirm. 10 seconds. If it holds, I'll be jumping in short with a 69% probability. All right, 20 seconds. Let's see if this will hold and confirm. Then I'll get in short. Looking for roughly a 30-point move to the downside. All right, 20 seconds. Let's see if maybe this more will hold and confirm. Then I'll get in short. Looking for roughly a 30-point move to the downside.
Order
All
filled.
Right, so I'm in short. I'm going to mark it up here real quick. Get my stop in the right spot. It's right on support. This is a really high risk trade. Really high risk trade.
So I'm in short.
Mark it up here real quick. My stop is going to be 29820. It's right on
298.
support. This is a really high risk trade.
20.
Really high risk.
So I could have got 2 contracts actually on this one.
My stop is going to be 29820. So I could have got 2 contracts actually on this one. All right, so trades in. If I would have got 2 contracts, actually, I'd be at the $900 risk level. Be over my risk. I would have had to switch over to the micros. No time for that. But if this does want to come back up here a little bit, I will add my position one more contract short. Actually, I'd be at the $900 risk level. Be over my risk.
See if it wants to give me that.
No time for that.
But basically, currently I'm risking 465 to make 1,000 roughly. Let me make sure that's right. It doesn't feel right.
See if it wants to give me that. But basically, currently I'm risking 465 to make.
I guess I got in a little bit late, which got me in at a discount, so that's pretty nice. I would have gotten in actually at 793, and I ended up in at 797, so I got a nice discount. I'm going to go ahead and add
Order filled.
my position. So now I'm risking 760, which is my expected risk. And the risk here is that it's on support, so it could bounce back to the top of this area of the resistance retest
Order filled.
before going down. So that's why it's really high risk trade. But I'm just going to trade the numbers, and if I take a loss, I take a loss. Wait for the next setup. Risking 1 to make 2 or more is great. Right now I'm risking 760 with a potential profit of 2340. So a pretty good risk reward.
If I take a loss, I take a loss. Wait for the next setup. Risking 1 to make 2 or more is great. Right now, risking 760.
Let's draw a line where I just got in. Let's see, where was that? That last ad, 06. Roughly right there. And my first entry was in at 93, or 98 rather. Roughly right there. And my first entry. So what is that? 21 or 98 rather. About 18 points. Let me do some math here real quick. So what is that? 21. About 18 points. Let me do some math here real quick. So if this wants to come back and retest the bottom here, I'll probably take out that one contract I just added. And then this basically will be a free trade at that point. And then I'll let that one contract I'd started with do its thing. Retest the bottom here, I'll probably take out that one contract. We'll see if I get the chance. And then this basically will be a free trade at that point. And then I'll let that one contract I'd started with do its thing. We'll see if I get the chance. Right in there. So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to put in a stop buy 1. All right, so that'll just sit there and wait. And then when it comes back down here, I'll drag that and I'll trail it, that one contract I had put in there.
So this is why in my risk settings I add those extra trades. Even though I may only take 3 trades, I need those extra ones because when I'm adding to my position. All right, oh, too slow. Too slow to drop it. Might have missed out on the chance. But I had those extra trades so that when I add to my position, I scale in or scale out. I have those in there and it doesn't like lock me out for the night because I took too many trades when it was really just one trade I scaled in and out of. Oh, what a bummer. I just too slow to drop this. And now this would be a free trade. It wouldn't be I wouldn't have a red trade my first trade up if I was able to drop this, but it was a little slow pulling it down and then going to let go. It bounced so fast. This would be a free trade. It wouldn't be I wouldn't have a red trade my first trade up if I was able to drop this, but it was a little slow. All right, that's going to be a disappointing start to the night. Pulling it down and then going to let go. It bounced so fast. All right, that's going to be a disappointing start to the night. Okay, almost there. Come on. Come back down here. Let me take this out. There. Hey Ryan, have a great night, man. There's always another day tomorrow. You saw how my week started last week, so hopefully you'll have the rest of your week will be awesome. I wish every day could be a green day. Have a great night, man. There's always another day tomorrow. You saw how my week started last week, so hopefully you'll have the rest of your week will be awesome. And even though I basically went red, for the week, I wish every day the last day of the week my account was able to get recovered. So. Hopefully you'll have a good rest of the week. All right, I may just drop this right here if this is not going to push. We got new candle opening right now. Just to take out this one ad. Little bonus. I may just drop this right here. Come on. We got new candle opening right now. Just to take out this one ad. Little bonus. A lot of support here. I almost want to take the whole position off the table and just get back in if it wants to break this level. A lot of support here. I almost want to take the whole position off the table and just get back in. Like normally my switch happens, it doesn't go sideways, it goes down. And right now we're sideways, which is telling me I probably should can't just get out of this trade and wait for it to break. Normally my switch happens, it doesn't go sideways, it goes down. And right now we're sideways, which is telling me I probably should if I could have got this additional contract that I put in here out right at this level here, if I wasn't so slow, then I would just let it ride because it's basically a free trade. See if I get another chance here. If I could have got this additional contract that I put in here out right at this level here, if I wasn't so slow, then I would just let it ride because it's basically a free trade. See if I get another chance here. Got the new 30-minute, new 1-hour candles open. And I can't see them because I got all these orders covering up those little charts on the left. I have no idea what's happening there. I'll move this back up. Let me look at my other monitor here real quick. So it looks like that red candle, that 30-minute red candle just closed, already got almost halfway retraced with that little boost right there. But it's not quite halfway on the retrace. Halfway in the retrace actually gets into my stop. So it could be in trouble. Halfway retraced with that little boost right there. But it's not quite halfway in the retrace. Halfway in the retrace actually gets into my stop. So it could be in trouble. So bum traders, if I get stopped out right here, which looks like it's almost guaranteed. Right into
Order
this,
filled.
yeah, there we go. Should have been a free trade. It should not be a red trade to start the night, but I was too slow to get that extra contract out. So start the night off red, and we'll see how it goes. But you can see, I mean, I was risking 4 and change to make $1,000 on that trade, and then when I added that position, I was risking 7 to make 2,300 or something like at least $2,000. So one green trade and I recover all of that and then some. I'm only allowed to take 2 red trades a night though. So that's 1 red one to start, and I'm only allowed to have 1 more, and then I'll be done for the evening. So one green trade and I recover all of that and then some. All right, waiting for the next setup. Take 2 red trades a night though. So that's 1 red one to start, And I'm only allowed to have one more, and then I'll be done for the evening. So one green trade, and I recover all of that and then some. All right, waiting for the next setup. Take 2 red trades a night though, so that's 1 red one to start, and I'm only allowed to have one more, and then I'll be done for the evening. So one green trade, and I recover all of that and then some. All right, waiting for the next setup. Take 2 red trades a night though, so that's 1 red one to start, and I'm only allowed to have one more, and then I'll be done for the evening. All right, waiting for the next setup. Okay, so we got 30 seconds left. If this switch, which is mostly flatline switch, will switch with a break below the support here, I will be jumping in short. But we'll have to see if it will do that. One contract. Okay, so we got 30 seconds left. If this switch, which is mostly flatline, if it's not going to break below support on this switch, I'm not going to take it. I'll just wait. But we'll have to see if it will do that. One contract. 30 seconds left. If this switch, okay, 8 seconds left. Break below support on this switch, I'm not going to take it. I'll just wait. It's not breaking. Unbelievable. All right, so I will put my order in for it to break below. Stop sell 1. All right, so if this wants to break below, I'll jump in short for a small trade to recover my loss from before. Stop sell 1. All right, so if this wants to break below, I'll jump in short for a small trade to recover my loss from before. Okay, looks like we're going to be in this trade. Yeah, this support area is still holding strong, so I don't want to jump in until it's broken. So have a setup and have it get broken. I really wish I was able to get my trade out before, and then I could always got back in once it broke. You know, locked in a tiny profit, jump back in when it broke. Set up and have it get broken. I really wish I was able to. Alright, we'll see if it's going to do it now, though. Before, and then I could always got back in once it broke. You know, locked in a tiny profit.
Order filled.
Alright, we'll see if it's going to do it now, though. In the trade, risking about 600.
Order filled.
Trade risking about 600. Risking about 600 to make about 850 to 900. I'll leave it some room so I can squeeze some more out. Actually, where is my risking about 600 to make about 850 to 900? Yeah, perfect. Leave it some room so I can squeeze some more out. All right, a nice winner here will recover my last trade, and then a little bit extra. Let's see what happens here. Just broke below the support, so is this just a liquidity play? Is this just gonna collect some longs like me? I'm sorry, collect some shorts like me and get rid of the longs before ripping higher? We're going to find out in just a second. Just broke below the support, so is this just a liquidity play? Is this just going to collect some longs like me? I'm sorry, collect some shorts like me and get rid of the longs before ripping higher? We're going to find out in just a second. Just broke below the support, so is this just a liquidity play? Is this just going to collect some longs like me? I'm sorry, collect some shorts like me and get rid of the longs before ripping higher? We're going to find out in just a second. Yeah, I really regret that trade, not getting that trade out and just waiting for this to break. Would have been nice to just be making profit instead of recovering loss right now. But at least I'm getting the chance to recover my losses. Hopefully we get all the way down here. Yeah, I really regret
get all
that
of it back.
trade, not getting that trade out and just waiting for this to break. Would have been nice to just be making profit instead of recovering loss right now. But at least I'm getting the chance to recover my losses. Hopefully we get all the way down here. We get all of it back. All right, one more big push, and I'll capture this target. And I'll be recovered for the night, which would be awesome. All right, one more big push. All right, dropping
Order
my stop.
filled.
Okay, there we go. So almost recovered the night. I'm still down $1.34. I don't know, something about that just burns me up. Like I want to get back in this trade and recover $1.34. So almost recovered the night. Should I get back in for $1.34? I really do. I feel like I should just be able to hit enter and exit at any moment here and just automatically capture that dollar and be green on the night. Why am I down $1.34? I really do. I feel like I should just be able to hit enter and exit at any moment here and just automatically capture that dollar and be green on the night. I've had trade days though where I was finished and my P&L was 666 and I'm like, nope, I'm getting back in. I don't care if it's red or green. I'm not finishing with 666 as my P&L. A little superstition there. Trade days though where I was finished and my if that happened right now, I would definitely be getting right back in. I really do. Like I'm tempted to get back in. I don't like looking at being it down $1.34. I don't know why that's bugging me. All right, we'll wait for the next setup and then go from there. I really do. Like I'm tempted to get back in. So this will reset my night too now. So before I have one more loser and I would have been out. All right, we'll wait for the next. But now that I'm back to break even, basically I can afford 2 losers again. So this will reset. So I need 2 more losers before I have to shut it down for the night. Before I have one more loser and I would have been out. All right, wait for the next setup. Now that I'm back to break even, basically I can afford 2 losers again. All right, so just waiting for another setup. Fortunately, I had my first trade was a red trade. Second trade was able to be green and make profit. Right here we can see that first trade, it got stopped out. Second trade made profit. So basically break even. Down $1.34 on the day right now. So bummed. But I'm trying not to trade my P&L. You know, hit my target. I dropped my stop. It backed up, got me out. So I have to accept that $1.34 loss. But I'm going to hit pause for a little bit. I'll be back when the next setup takes place. We'll check. Actually, let's look and see what's new 1 hour, new 30-minute candle just opened. We'll see if they want to do any retracing and then allow me to get into the short side. I'd like to stay short, continue with the trend. That's what I said when I first started this, before I got in this trade, is I would love a short trade. I want to trade with the trend. Unfortunately, this was a counter trend trade, but I got to trade the numbers. The setup happens. I got to take it regardless of my feelings or my desires. Those, you know, that's just casino trading if I do that. So, but you know, I was right again. So I definitely would like to set up a discretionary casino account where I can just trade that. That'll probably happen in a week or so, and it could be fun to do that. But now I'm just going to wait. And again, I'd like for a short trade to set up so I can jump in short again and make the next hit on this. But we'll, you know, again, I'll just take what the market gives me and we'll go with that. I'll be back in a few. All right, so we got a flat line setting up here. So if this wants to switch to the long side, I'm going to jump into the long side, which I really don't like because we're still in a downtrend. Here's a little box here. I'll just actually switch over on this one so you can see on the big chart on the 30-minute. We're still in a bit of a downtrend right here. We had that green retrace. Now we got that red fully retraced, that green one. So I'm not confident that this is going up yet. If I go over to the 1 hour chart, I like to trade a trend rather than consolidation. So you can clearly see the trend to the downside here. This 1 hour candle retraced all the way up, and now it's all the way on its way back down again. So I really like to get into a short trade. So if this this is not confirming anymore, it just broke confirmation with this box going below, thankfully. But if it did tell me to get long, I would have got long, even though I still feel like market is going down. But I'm going to wait for a setup. Still don't have anything. We're sitting on support right now. You're looking at the 1 hour chart. Pretty big support area, but if this does break, there'll be plenty of room to slide down into the next bundle of support. All right, we'll see what happens. I'll bring it to you if it happens. In the meantime, we can take a break. All right, so I'm still waiting for a setup for my setup. I wish one would have happened here. It would have been nice to get in this thing short. You know, we had this support area clearly. That support area broke. You know, the first trade I got into was right on support. Like I said, I was afraid to get in on support. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get out when it just went sideways fast enough and ended up taking a loss. But then it broke that support. I was able to get in, make that recovery. And then it bounced. It made a new support area. And then it bounced from there all the way back up, which what was once support should now become resistance in theory. And sure enough, that's now resistance. And then it sold off from there, back down to the previous support area, which it has now broken. And it would have been nice to get in on the break of that, but without a setup, I can't. At the same time, we see our red 30-minute, red 1 hour candles still trending downward. I mean, how many red 1 hour candles are you going to have before you have a green one? You have 5 right now. And then over here on our 30-minute candles, you can see still our downtrend, that red retrace, and then retrace right back, and now breaking that support there, going lower. Everything says going lower right now. I'm not a fan of being long, although one of these 1 hour candles is going to have to be green. I'm done trading with my live stream at 12 o'clock, so got about an hour left. Plenty of time to have another setup. I'm hoping I can get at least one more in. I'm down $1.34 for the night. I really don't want to close like that. So, I mean, if that's what happens, that's what happens. On the bright side, if I end up with $1.34 red night, that'll be really good for the statistics when we start looking at, you know, average losing nights and stuff like that. I'll have $1.34, so it'll be good for the stats. So, consolation prize, but I really don't want to end like that. And it's funny because it's like I feel like I should just be able to jump into a trade, any trade, and make $1.34. But if I could guarantee that every single time, in reality, why not just jump into any trade with that same movement with 15 contracts and make $134 and do that 20 times in a night, right? So even though it looks like $1.34, it's not so easy. It has to be like the right deal, especially with the spread. Next thing you know, you get in and it's going the wrong direction and you gave back your night. And I don't want to end up with a $1,500 red night because I tried to make $1.34. I've done it before. I've done it. Not trying to make $1, but trying to make like $15. Still, should be like a blank with the NQ, right? But yeah. So I'll just kind of hang out, wait for that right setup, and then we'll take that trade, or we'll end up closing the night down $1.34, and that'll be what it is. But yeah, right now it still looks short. Like right now, if I'm in it on a discretionary trade or a casino trade, looking at this 1 minute chart here in the middle, or the 30 or the 1 hour, everything I'm looking at, the new 1 hour just opened, says short. But will we get a retracement of this 1 hour candle that just opened? So we may see some upward movement here. But yeah, I mean, everything's still trending higher, our lower highs and lower lows. Will we get a retracement of this new 1 hour and new 30-minute candle that just opened? If we do, let's go to the 1 hour chart and see what that looks like. If we do, I would be thinking that we would get at least a retracement to 29,741. Maybe a full retracement or better to 29,762. If we do. And for me, it'd be perfect if we can get that retracement to 29,740 and then roll over and start the next leg down. Would be awesome. I would say put a green candle in and then let me get in the next red candle, but I'll be done trading by that time. All right, so basically just hanging out. I'm going to go back to the 1 minute chart here. I'll go to the 5 real quick. I know some of you like to look at the 5. Let's see what's happening on the 5 minute chart. Anything obvious? Yeah, I mean, it's kind of obvious. I'm looking at what happened earlier. Selling off, coming into, breaking the support here. Selling off, finding new support, retracing back up to the very bottom of that, showing resistance, then breaking that support, retracing back up to that, proving that resistance, and then selling off and breaking that support. So the next leg up, where's it going to go? Somewhere up in here. Test resistance again, sell off again. Maybe. I mean, it's only going to do that so many times. It's not going to do that forever.
But that's the trend. So 5-minute candle to me still looks short. I'm not a trader of this. It'll start looking like a long play when we start breaking up above the 29.8, say 29.86 area, $29,860 area. I would start thinking this could be changing direction for the night, but right now, shorty, short, short. All right, I'll bring the next trade to you if it sets up.
Okay, so we got a switch. And it looks like it may be coming down to be a flat line, which would be awesome. I'd prefer to be short right now. New 30-minute candle just opened for the 30-minute candle there, so I don't know. We'll see. It'd be nice if that retrace had already taken place, but anything is possible. If this switches to the short side, I'll definitely get in. I'm going to check my risk on it right now. I don't know. We'll see. It'd be nice if that retrace had already taken place. I don't look at my profits. I look at what am I risking if I take this trade. I have to manage risk. Check my risk on it right now. So 15 points is the straight risk. And come over and look at the spread. It's about $1. So dollar in, dollar out. So 17. So I go to my calculator, link in the description to this if you're interested. My strategy manager tool. It's got a whole bunch of stuff in here that I use for trading. So NQ16, that's $320 with one contract. I want to do like 700. My strategy manager tool. It's got a whole bunch of stuff in here. So 640, 750 is where I'd like to be at. I could switch over to the micros and get some and get closer to the 750. I may have to do that. So 640. Just can't do 900. All right, so we'll go over to micros. So then I'll go over here to MNQ and get some and just double check what I'd be getting over there. What would that look like? 27. All right, so we'll go over to micros. So go over here to MNQ. 23. And just double check what I'd be getting over there. All right, so we'll do 23 contracts of MNQ. So let's go over there. All right, so we'll do 23 contracts of MNQ. So let's go over there. MNQ, and then we'll queue up 23 contracts. All right, so 23 contracts on deck. Still has to get through the support level that it's building, though. And my switch could trigger while it's just coming into support, and I could find myself in the same situation as the first trade where it bounces and tags me out before breaking support and going lower, which would be so disappointing. But this 30-minute candle is only 2 minutes old also, so there's still a chance for it to want to retrace. I don't know, we might not even get a trade. We'll have to wait and see. It will be a trade that makes me a little nervous. But the good thing is we are in this downtrend right here. How many red 1-hour candles can we have? Let me delete these lines that are my bottom chart. Okay, we got a switch setting up. 50 seconds, see if this confirms. We'll jump in short. Let me delete these lines that are my bottom chart. Okay, we got a switch setting up. 50 seconds, see if this confirms. We'll jump in short. All right, it's looking good. 15 seconds left. This confirms I'll be getting in. Right on support again. But trading the numbers, trading the numbers. 4 seconds. Still confirming 23 contracts.
Order filled.
Short NQ or MNQ with 23 contracts. Let's go down. Right on support. Terrible.
Order filled.
Short NQ or MNQ. 706 will be my stop. Let's go down. Right on support. Terrible. See, my stop is going to be right there before resistance. It's like the worst setup. All right, and then my target. It's not for me to decide though. I'm just trading the probabilities. Stop is going to be right there before resistance. I don't like it, but that's what the probabilities tell me to do. All right, and then my target. So I'm risking what's that? 782 to make 1300. I don't like it. So almost a one to one. Or sorry, almost 1 to 2. 1.8 is what my risk reward is on this trade. 782 to make 1300. It's a little bit more risk than I would like. 750 is where I kind of wanted to be, but it's all right.
Once this comes into break even plus a few dollars, I could take a few contracts out. Get back to a proper risk. Let's do that. We'll buy 5 as soon as this breaks. Back down below. Profit. Break even plus a few dollars, I could take a few contracts out. Get back to a proper risk. Let's do that. We'll buy 5 as soon as this breaks. If I get the chance, I'll buy 5 back. We'll see. And then I'll get to a more proper risk under 750. If I get the chance, I'll buy 5 back. We'll see. And then I'll get to a more proper risk under 750. Missed. Could just go because we had this little top here, then we broke out above it. Almost like a W pattern. Hopefully that triggered some longs and got rid of some shorts, and then it sold off, and now we're going to continue lower. Could just go because what am I doing here? Too late. Too slow. Talking and looking at this, and then didn't realize I was back to where I can take 5 out. All right, let's see if we get another chance. What am I doing here? Too late. Too slow. Talking and looking at this, and then didn't realize I was back to where I can take 5 out. All right, let's see if we get another chance. All right, we'll do it this way. Stop by 5. All right, we'll drop those just in case I get lucky and it keeps on going. Okay. So it looks like we got 5 out right there. So now I'm down to 18. So now my risk is at 612. I'll take that. All right, we'll drop those just in case I get lucky and it keeps on going. Okay. So it looks like we got 5 out right there. So now I'm down to 18. So now my risk is at 612. I'll take that. So now I could get my 5 back in if I want. Let it push up a little bit more. Short 5. So now I could get my 5 back in. And then I'll probably be
order filled.
All right, so now I'm still under 750. I got 5 contracts back in. Whoa, look at that. Yeah, about to get stopped out here for 700 bucks. I hate buying right on support like this, but trading the numbers. 750. I got 5 contracts back in. Whoa, look at that. Yeah, about to get stopped out here for 700 bucks. I hate buying right on support like this. Let's mark where I got that 5 in. I may take it back out. 696. Let's mark where I got that 5 in. I may take it back out. 616.
Order filled.
All right, so stopped out. So I'm down. Now I'm down $764, and it's almost midnight. We'll see if another trade sets up. Because I'm down, I may stay up and wait for that next trade. And so then it'll just be in the recap video tomorrow. I'm going to end the stream at 12 o'clock. But yeah, we'll wait and see what happens. And it's almost midnight. We'll see if another
All right, looks like we got a long trade setting up. Gonna get my 23 contracts queue back up. Double checking my risk. All right, risk is the same. So 23 contracts. So I had that support area. It's breaking above. We're about to get this 30-minute candle to go above the red candle there. And then the 1 hour candle looks like it may want to start to retrace inside there and go green. And we're overdue for a green 1 hour candle. We got 3 seconds left, 2 seconds. Are we going to stay? Yes, we are. We're
Order
long.
filled.
Now long in this trade. And MNQ, 23 contracts. Stop is going to be 706. Just under 706. Get some of the clutter off of there. Man, my stop is kind of inside this trend line, so hopefully we don't get stopped out. Target 751. So I'm basically risking $730 to make $13.57. So a green trade here will put me green on the night. A red trade, well, I'll be done for the night because I'm only allowed to have 2 red trades a night. And we're coming up on 12 o'clock at the same time. So we'll just call it a red night if this gets me stopped out, which is very likely that it will because I'm inside of this trend line that's right here. Here, I'll draw it real quick. My stop is inside of that. So it's a good chance I'll get stopped out and it'll run without me.
Order filled.
All right, so that's going to do it. I'm going to do a red night tonight, $1,540 down. So red night, $1,540. It's not a good way to start the week. But, you know, it's trading. You can't have every night a green night. So we'll go down 1540. Let's go look at the stats. Very disappointing. So my account balance now is $149,488. So tomorrow when I start trading, you know, today when I started trading, I could lose $4,500 as my max loss, and then the account blows up. Tomorrow I'll only be able to lose $3,000, unfortunately. Even though I started the day with $151,000, it looks like I got a $1,000 buffer, but it's not. That's not how it works with an evaluation account. So we'll scroll on down. Average winning, average losing is a little bit lopsided there. It really is nice to have better average winning than losing, but because I get out break even plus a few dollars in some trades, that really lowers that average. Best trade, worst trade, that's in the right spot. Yeah, you can see how my week last week was just a disaster and in full recovery. Same thing up here, you can see disaster and full recovery. And now this week is starting off rough, so this is a really ugly looking calendar. The good thing is if I can survive the grind through this ugliness when the nice stuff returns, which basically be 4 days a week green, 1 day red, somewhere in there, then I'll be in a good spot. I'll just cruise right on through, and I just got to grind it out right now while we're in this rough patch. But all right, everybody, that's going to do it for tonight. Hope you had an awesome night. I'll see you tomorrow.